Am I gonna trigger anyone if I don't have these in a perfect stack? Probably. Okay, wait, let me go ahead and fix that. All right, folks, how's that? Hi planner friends, it's Megan. It's been a long time since I filmed and uploaded a video. First of all, I want to say Happy New Year. I hope that if you celebrated any of the holidays that we just had in December and the beginning of January, I hope that they were wonderful holidays for you, and I hope that 2024 has been a great start for you, and if not, I hope that it improves. We can always just, we take each day as it comes, right? Thank you for clicking on this video. It has been a year, right, since I last filmed a video kind of explaining and giving an update on what was happening to my channel, which was basically I wasn't going to be uploading videos regularly or pressuring myself to do it. And basically I didn't pressure myself to upload any videos on this channel. Still dealing with the nail issue, so this is just going to be a face forward video for you all today. But I am hoping to kind of ease back into filming videos for this channel, mainly more reading videos. I kind of fell off the reading bandwagon last year. I got into a big slump, so I stopped reading for probably the second half of 2023, and I think that reading videos might kind of help me get back into that and keep me accountable. I have still been continuing to plan and journal, and I am wanting to share that with you all. I'm watching other people's videos on planning and journaling, and it's been inspiring and making me want to film videos. So thank you for clicking on this video, and I hope that you'll stay with me on this journey. Videos will still be irregular, so maybe click the notification bell if you're interested in my videos whenever they appear. All right, enough of the updates. Let's go ahead and jump into my, it's not just a planner stack. It's like a planner, journal, and just like notebook stack. That's why there's so many things here. I only have 2, 3 actual planners, but let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm gonna start with the kind of the main planner for me, or the main like book that I'm using, and that is the Hobonichi A5, the Hobonichi Han in the A5 size. So the Han is basically the hardcover version of the Hobonichi Cousin. Hardcover in the sense that it has the design already printed on it, very similar to a Hobonichi Weeks, but the inside, the guts are all the same. I did get the English version because I did want to read the quotes. I know a lot of people talk about how they like don't care about the quotes and the quotes get in the way, but one of the reasons why I got the Hobonichi Cousin instead of a Sterling Ink or any of the other planners was because I wanted to read the quotes, because I was kind of excited. The quotes to me are this like quirky part of the Hobonichi, and I was excited to be able to read them in English. So that is actually a factor for why I picked this up. I have gone ahead and like laid everything out. I am using a lot of the Coffee Monsters Co. in my book this year. She came out, Helen from the Coffee Monsters Co. came out with that floral or like the flowers theme, and I just love that idea. I think it goes really well with the cover that I got, so I've been using that. I did tab the cousin, but I only tabbed the first 6 months. I actually don't like tabbing all of my months because the tabs can get worn or kind of like pushed and folded. So I only tabbed the first 6 months, and I'll tab the other ones later on. That's kind of my weird thing. I did go ahead and put in, at the beginning of each month in the dailies, some things. And so far I have been keeping up with journaling. My plan for this was to use this as kind of my catch-all and as my yearly, like, here's what I've done. So I am using the monthlies to mark like paydays, events, plans, things that, you know, appointments, things that are coming up that we need to remember. The weekly for me has kind of been like back planning, where at the end of the day, I kind of review all the tasks that I've done. And then the daily, so that's what I've been doing for the weekly. It's been kind of an outline of what I did for the day. And then in the dailies, what I've been doing is I've really been wanting to, and this is something that was missing last year. Last year, I had a Sterling ink and I was just using it as like a bullet journal. So I was listing all of my tasks and checking off things I had done and put in like events and stuff. But I was missing the journaling aspect of being able to write down my feelings about things. And I found that over the past year, I just really wanted to write more about my feelings. I have a 5-year Hobonichi like journal that I will show you, but that was more just kind of recounting what happened during the day, and there wasn't a whole lot of feelings attached to it because there's only so much space and I don't want to like use the entire page for it. So that's another reason why I got the Hobonichi Cousin, is because I wanted to have that full page where I could write just my thoughts and feelings and not have to worry about like fitting it into this really tiny space. So what I'm putting here is I'm putting the top 3 things that I did, like the major kind of key elements of the day. I'm also putting highlights, which is not quite gratitude, but just things that were like really special for me. For example, one was just something silly, like my son's pajamas and his blanket are the exact same pattern, so he like camouflaged himself into it, and it was just really cute, so I put that as a highlight. And then if I'm going to the gym, I'm putting exactly what my workout was, and then I'll probably go back and kind of decorate afterwards if there's any space left over. So I've really been enjoying that so far, and I haven't been super concerned if this doesn't include everything in my day, because that's in the weekly, is like what I did. So like, for example, on Thursday, I'm filming this on Saturday the 6th, and on Thursday I talk about kind of some of the struggles that I was having at work as a teacher, and then kind of how I was feeling about some interactions that I had with my son, that like I was tired, my husband was tired, we both kind of overreacted to something my son did that in retrospect we know we shouldn't have done, and so it was over potty training. And so I was writing about that, and you know, that's all that I wrote about. I didn't, you know, even though we did other things, I didn't write about that in this section. This was more about like how I'm feeling in the moment. And I wanted to make that distinction because when I get to my 5-year, my Hobonichi 5-year journal, this is where I'm really recording all the things that we actually did. So I am in my 3rd year of this Hobonichi 5-year, and this is an A5 size. I do have a cover for it. It's the bird cover from Mina Perhonen, I think, but I went ahead and took that off because I didn't want it to get dirty, and I've been like using this, handling it a lot. I've done a pretty good job of keeping up to date with this because I had to catch up with it, and I'll probably do a separate video about that, but more or less, to say the least, I've pretty much filled in every day for the last 2 years, except for a couple of months. And my plan is to stay up to date in 2024. So I just, you know, you have this much space. Whoops. You have this much space to write. And, you know, this is really more of a record of what we did during the day. So, you know, I talk about, you know, if I filmed any videos, I talked about if I communicated with anybody, I talk about what my son did. You know, if there was anything that stood out, like he went somewhere with his grandparents, or they did something special at daycare, or, you know, he did something with me or my husband, or, you know, his father. So, you know, that's where I record that information. I've also been trying to include some pictures along the way as well. So like I said, I'll probably do a more in-depth kind of flip through and talk about this, because this has been a really big project. And I will say for 2022, I only had like 3 months done, and then I stopped. And then for 2023, my goal was to keep up to date and back plan or like catch up on the entries for 2022. And I've done that. I've successfully done all the journal entries for 2022. Some of them haven't been great because I didn't have a lot to write down, but that's okay. But I have everything, like a date filled for every day, and almost every day for 2023. I'm gonna keep up with 2024. I'm feeling good about this. So I'm excited about that one. A couple of other planners that I picked up. I have a Sterling ink in a B6. This is in that green, forest green cover. I'll be completely honest, I don't really like this cover. I like the black linen that last year's cover came in. I'm not a big fan of this one at all. It's too floppy and I don't like it. Yeah, so I got this first because I pre-ordered this back in July, and then when September came around and Hobonichi announced that they were doing the Han in the A5 size, I got super excited. So I went ahead and got that. And then I was like, what am I gonna do with this one? So this is where my goals and my financial planning is. So how I have this set up is, and I haven't actually finished doing this yet, but I am trying to use the Moxie Life planning system, but I'm putting it into this planner. So any of the like questions that Moxie Life asks, reflection questions at the beginning, any of the annual goals that they have you go through, and the assessment scoring, I'm gonna go ahead and enter all of that here in the notes pages section of the Sterling ink. And then the plan was that I would use the monthly and weekly pages to really actively track what I'm doing each day to complete my weekly goals, and then eventually my monthly goals and annual goals. So that's how I'm planning to use this one. And then I'm turning it over upside down. So yes, it is upside down, but that way I can start from the back, and I'm gonna try and do some sort of budget planning in the back. Right now I have like lists for yearly savings, goals that we have, like trackers, how much we plan to save for the month, our spending as an overview, a bill tracker. I haven't quite finished filling all of this in, but I do have plans to kind of get this set up that way. So that's how I'm planning to use the Sterling ink B6 common planner, and this is in the compact size. I did not get the full year, and I'm very, very happy I did not get the full year because I wouldn't be able to use it all. And I'm also happy that I'm able to put this to use. I had considered selling it, but there was this like line that went through the foiling. You can't really see it now, but yeah, you can kind of see it there. And I think if I had contacted Sterling ink, they probably would have replaced it, because I think that was a like production issue, because it's like there's this huge mark through it. But I didn't know if they were gonna just resend me a new one and then I'd have an extra one, and it's like, what am I gonna do with this? I don't want to give this to someone because that would probably bother them, and I don't want to sell it. So I went ahead and kept it, and that's where I came up with the idea of using it as a goals planner and also as a financial planner. So that's the other planner that I have. And then the last planner I have, and I will be quite honest, I have no idea what I'm going to use this for. I just really like the cover, and because it's dated, I wanted to use it. And I did consider, I was like, when is the next year that I could use this without having to redate everything? You know how like you can look, they have websites where you can check and see, like, if you have a calendar from like 2007, you can also use it in these other years, and the days of the week will match up with the days, and that sort of thing for each of the months. And I was like, well, when would that happen for 2024? And because 2024 is a leap year, it's not happening for a really long time. So I was like, I'll just use it this year. This is the Hobonichi Weeks in the, what's it called? The Taro Okamoto planner. This is the one that has, and I do have a clear cover on it, so it's a little bit hard to see, but this is the one that has the 3 faces on it. There's a black face right here that's hard to see, and it's a shiny cover, which means it's sticking to the, let me actually take off the clear cover because it's not doing it justice. Hold on one second. Here we go. That's better. You can see everything that's around me because it's super reflective, but you can kind of vaguely see the outline of the black face here. I just really loved this cover. I don't know, there was something about it that I thought was very, very striking and very different. And then combined with the story, like where this originates from, just really inspired me. I did go ahead and decorate with a couple of stickers in the front and a pocket. I think I've been using this as an everyday carry, but I haven't been planning in it every day. And honestly, I'm not really sure how to use it. I've been trying to use it as a meal tracker, like what I've been eating rather than planning, more of a tracker. That's been really inconsistent. I've been trying to write down, maybe do gym stuff here. That's really inconsistent. I was kind of just using it to plan lists. That's been inconsistent. So I'm not really quite sure how to use this, but I have been keeping it in my bag because it's so small, and I just love the size and I love the planner, and I'm hoping to find a use for it at some point. I was thinking about using it maybe as a like a language learning tracker planner, but I don't really know how I would go about setting that up. And then I was thinking of maybe wanting to really like learn more about like tarot cards and like what each of the meanings are. So I was thinking about doing that, or like something with gratitude, or like affirmations. So I was thinking I might use this in that way, but I don't really have anything concrete for this planner. So I want to use it. I will use it in some way. Right now it's really sporadic and just kind of an everyday carry, like because I'm not carrying the Han with me, it's staying at home. So this has been what I take with me to work. And then when I remember and actually need to plan and use it, then I've been putting stuff in here. But let me know if you can think of a way that I could use this, or if you can think of a way like for affirmations or tarot card or language learning spreads, like if you know of anybody who is using a weeks in that way, that I can either look on their YouTube channel or their Instagram to see like inspiration spreads, because I'm really like not sure how to go about using it in that way, even though that's how I want to use it. So that's all that I have in terms of dated planners. Everything else are more like journals or books that I will be using occasionally when the situation arises. So I have a book journal, I have a coloring journal, and then I have 2 notebooks that I am using for like lists, like they're like master lists of things, and then also like ink swatches and stuff. So they're kind of like when I need them, but I'm including them on this like big stack of things because they are notebooks that I will be referring to throughout the year. So this is a traveler's notebook in the camel color, and on the inside I am using a sterling ink in the N1 standard traveler's notebook size. This is, I think, the notebook, just the plain notebook, so it's not dated, and it's in the I think half year size, so the smaller size. And this one was a imperfect, so there are some kind of mistakes in the foiling a little bit, you can kind of see there, but it's not too bad. I did go ahead and sticker it up. I've turned this into my reading journal. So basically I have a hard copy list of all the physical books that I own, ebooks, audiobooks, because I really like lists. And then I'm planning to I haven't yet printed out photos, but I'm gonna take the book covers, put them here, and then I have my reviews. Also, if there's any challenges, like I like to follow a lot of Creating & Co. pages. Paige does a lot of good challenges related to reading, the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge and the Harry Potter Order of the Planners, Flourish and Blots yearly reading challenges. I like to kind of keep up and track with that, so I have that in a dedicated book. I did have that in my Sterling Ink Common Planner last year. I put all of that information into the Sterling Ink Common Planner last year, and that kind of worked out, but I ran out of pages. Like I had just enough pages to finish the bullet journaling aspect of in the Common Planner at the end of, in the back of the book, but that's because I also stopped reading, and so I didn't need any pages for books because I wasn't reading books and then writing my reviews in the Common Planner. And if I had, I would have run out of pages. So while I like the idea of having all of my book reviews in the same planner that I'm planning in for that year, I also like the idea of being able to look back in one notebook and see all of my reviews together, because I had to go back to my planner from 2022 to look up books that I had read to kind of like say like, oh, I want to continue this series, you know, certain series this year. Let's go back and see what books I've read that were part of a series that now have more books out, and look at them. So I like the idea of having a book journal, dedicated book journal this year. We'll see how it goes. This one is for coloring. So I've gotten back into adult coloring and I wanted to have a coloring journal. So really basic. It's basically the title of the book. When I started, the little swatches of the colored pencils or any media that I'm using, and then if I completed it, when I completed it. And I wanted to have this because if I start a page like this one, I did actually start, but I haven't finished it. I wanted to have a record of all the colored pencils that I'm using without like keeping the colored pencils separate from their normal container. So I wanted to be able to put my colored pencils away and go back to that page later and then pull out the pencils because I have record of them here. So that's the plan for that one. Feeling pretty good about that. It's probably not going to be used super often, but when it's used, I am excited to have that. This is a Moterm B6 Plus, I think. No, sorry. This is an Aura Estelle. This is an Aura Estelle B6 notebook cover, and I'm using it to house a Wonderland 222 B6 notebook. This is, I think, from 2020, the 2023 line. It's I forgot the color, but it's that light green color. And I've been putting my washi swatches in it. So just all my washi. And then I also have, after that, I have my Tombow ink swatches. I have other markers, and that's how I plan to use this one, to just kind of fill it up that way. And then on the inside, I have some of my reading stickers and stuff that, like, because this is a traveler's notebook, I don't really have a whole lot of like pocket space. So I've been keeping any reading stickers in this book. But then the swatches are here as well. So that's what I have in this kind of notebook setup. And then the very last thing that is in this kind of like notebook journaling planner lineup is this A5. And this is a Hobonichi A5 notebook. And I started off, I might have talked about this in 2023. I don't remember if I did a planner video or not, but originally I had wanted to use this as kind of a scrapbooking sort of like setup. And I had this, and I also had planned to do some like random like journaling based on prompts. And I was like, that's all fun and great, but I don't really have time for that. So I went ahead and repurposed this. I did skip a few pages, and I turned this into a master list, because one of the things that I was doing in my bullet journals, or like in my planners, I did this last in 2022 with Wonderland, the Wonderland 222 notebook or planner, and then also with the Sterling Ink planner, as I would put lists of movies I wanted to watch. I put a list because I like to keep track, like physical track of like fragrances, body care, candles that I have, because I have a lot. I wanted to like have them in a physical list. And so I was rewriting them every year in my planner. And I was like, why am I doing this? It looks nice, but it takes so much time. So I decided to go ahead and just put it in one notebook that I can carry through for multiple years. So I have all of like my body care, fragrance lists, bath products that I'm using, my candles, wax melts. A little bit later on, I have like media that I'm interested in watching. So, you know, all the Disney movies, I'd like to go through and watch those so I can check them off, put the date when I've written them, but not have to rewrite them every year. Pixar movies, you know, the Star Wars movies and the Star Wars universe. I want to catch up on that. The Marvel universe. I've only watched half the Marvel movies, and I really like the Marvel universe or cinematic universe, but just a lot of the movies came out while I was in grad school, and I just didn't have time to watch them. So media, that's another thing. Then in the back, I saw this. I was inspired by someone who does Bath and Body Works videos, especially with candles, candle videos. She talked about having a notebook to kind of keep a record of her candle wrappers, like the labels, especially from Bath and Body Works, because they're really pretty. And I was like, I love that idea. So I went ahead and took it. If I can remember who that is, I will leave a link to that person to give them credit, or put it here on the screen, but I honestly don't remember right now. So yeah, I have I haven't used a whole lot of candles, but the ones I have recorded. So I have that at the back of the book. So this is kind of like a list catch-all notebook. And like I said, this is a Hobonichi notebook and a Hobonichi A5 cover and cover uncover. So that's what I'm using. So that is my planner, notebook, journal lineup for 2024. If you are still here at the end of the video, I greatly appreciate you taking the time to watch and or listen to this video. I would love to hear down in the comments below what you are planning to use or what you are using since 2024 has already started. What are you currently using this year for your planners, journals, and notebooks? And how often are you planning to touch some of these things? Like the Han, I touch every day. The weeks, I touch every day, but I don't know what I do with it. Like I physically touch it and look at it, but I don't actually write in it. Do you have any ideas for the Hobonichi weeks for me? Yeah, let me know down in the comments below. I will do my best to reply to you, or at least give you some sort of signal that I've read the comments. As I've mentioned in older videos, I do have a little bit of comment anxiety where I get nervous about comments, even if they're positive. It just makes me nervous to answer back. So if I don't, my apologies, I do read them all. Thanks again for watching the video. Hope to see you soon in another video. Bye-bye.